The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty.
All right, buckle up, because the WNBA All-Star Game just went from exciting to explosive, and it's all thanks to Caitlin Clark. While the rest of the league was busy with draft chatter and roster debates, Clark dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. She didn't just play the game, she rewrote the rules, pulling off the ultimate power play by literally trading Cheryl Reeve out of her coaching spot. And let me tell you, she did it with a swagger that screams boss moves only.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest all-star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams, she picked nobody to tweet a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
Now, this wasn't some routine player exchange. This was Caitlin Clark drawing a line in the sand and telling Cheryl Reeve loud and clear, "Your negativity ends here, and I'm steering my own ship." After enduring Reeve's constant shade, from that blatant Olympic snub to the endless passive-aggressive tweets and relentless undermining, Clark finally got her moment. And oh, did she seize it, delivering a masterclass in what she really thinks of Reeve's coaching.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
Let's cut to the chase. This wasn't just a business decision, this was personal. Clark knew exactly the seismic shockwave she was sending when she locked eyes with Napheesa Collier on live ESPN and dropped that iconic line. "I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care, but we already discussed we are going to trade coaches." That raw confidence, the sheer audacity, the pure unadulterated boss energy exploding from her. That's the moment every single Caitlin Clark fan has been breathlessly waiting for.
You here, Caitlin. You said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
Cheryl Reeve probably strolled into this all-star weekend thinking she had it all figured out, expecting Clark to just roll over, accept her as coach, and pretend months of shade never happened. Big, fat, wrong. Caitlin Clark doesn't just remember, she executes. She doesn't forget coaches who dedicate their time to tearing down the league's biggest attraction instead of championing her. This was a masterclass in holding a grudge the right way.
Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Napheesa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called him the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her, I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're gonna be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please.
The history between these two? A dumpster fire of toxicity, and Clark officially hit her limit. Cast your mind back. Remember Reeve out there tweeting things like 12 teams, and the W is more than one player, while Clark was busy shattering every single record in the history books? Or how about her conveniently losing her voice when asked about Clark's Olympic snub, despite being the Team USA coach herself? Reeve spent months strategically positioning herself as Clark's personal nemesis, constantly finding fresh new ways to dim her shine and divert attention from her earth-shattering impact.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, So that makes sense, but the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
Here's the thing about true champions. They've got elephant memories. Clark tucked away every single slight, every thinly veiled jab, every time Reeve tried to make her feel insignificant. So when the stars finally aligned and Clark was handed the keys to the kingdom, she didn't just hesitate, she annihilated. The trade itself was a surgical strike. Clark jettisoned Reeve for Sandy Brondello, the New York Liberty coach fresh off back-to-back finals appearances. Talk about a glow-up. We're talking about upgrading from a social media critic to a championship caliber strategist who actually knows how to win when it counts. Brondello's reaction was pure gold. Her teenage son texted, "Mom, you got traded," and she found the whole thing hilarious. That's the kind of high vibe energy Clark craves. No drama, no negativity, just pure unadulterated basketball brilliance and a relentless championship mindset.
I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay, now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Bardell's like, wait, oh, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2028.
Meanwhile, picture this. Reeve, forced to sit there, watching her narrative crumble as Clark essentially handed her walking papers on live television. The very woman who believed she held the reins to Clark's career just got a masterclass in power plays from someone half her age. You could practically smell the smoke coming off her as the realization hit. She'd been utterly outmaneuvered, but Clark wasn't done. She didn't just ditch a toxic coach, she engineered a dynasty. Just look at this lineup. Aja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young, and then some. This isn't just an all-star team, folks. This is a bona fide super team built to absolutely dominate.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and Asia Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game, but
Clark wasn't just picking players, she was making a loyalty statement, securing her Indiana Fever teammates right off the bat. Snagging Aaliyah Boston with her very first pick screamed, "I ride with those who ride with me." Then, grabbing Kelsey Mitchell as her top reserve ensured the Fever's dynamic backcourt would be fully operational for the All-Star spectacle. Her strategy was nothing short of genius. Surround herself with bona fide winners and elite talent at every single position. Aja Wilson brings that 3-time MVP swagger and championship DNA. Sabrina Ionescu delivers elite 3-point marksmanship and cold-blooded clutch genes. Sato Sabali, versatility personified with a global game. This isn't just a team assembled, it's a roster engineered for victory, not just participation. And the real kicker, Clark didn't just throw names together, she crafted a squad overflowing with chemistry, balance, and that undeniable competitive fire that forges champions. These aren't just star players, they're a unit ready to amplify each other's brilliance.
Players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team there.
Want to know the real temperature of this whole situation? Just check the fan reactions. Clark's loyal legions absolutely erupted when that trade hit, flooding social media with comments like, "Caitlin just fired Reeve as all-star coach. I'm here for it." And so glad Cheryl isn't coaching Caitlin Clark. Goodbye, Cheryl. The people knew exactly what was up. This was Clark taking back her narrative. Meanwhile, you just know Reeves' inner circle was in full panic mode, frantically trying to comprehend how their seasoned coach just got schooled by a second-year player. The very woman who dedicated months to tearing down Clark with passive-aggressive jabs and thinly veiled social media shade just got obliterated in the most public, spectacular fashion. The message here is ringing louder than a slam dunk. Caitlin Clark is done being disrespected, done with coaches who try to leech off her name for clout while actively diminishing her impact, done with the petty politics, the green-eyed monster, and the toxic garbage that's followed her from college to the pros. This wasn't merely a coaching swap, this was a power play. Clark just served notice to every establishment figure that she's no puppet. She's a superstar who dictates her own destiny and wields the kind of influence that sends shockwaves through the entire league.
Now as Gangster Clark heard Cheryl crusted blueberry muffin ass Reeves being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game, and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster Clark gets.
And honestly, the delicious irony of it all is just chef's kiss. Reeve probably thought she'd glide into this all-star game, basking in Clark's spotlight, maybe even trying to piggyback on her fame. Instead, she got unceremoniously punted to Nafisa Collier's team, while Clark leveled up, securing a championship-caliber coach who actually respects her talent. This move isn't just about a coaching change, it's a masterclass in Clark's ruthless winning mentality. She didn't just shrug and accept a toxic status quo or try to make it work with someone clearly working against her. No, she identified the cancer, engineered the cure, and executed the removal flawlessly. That's the kind of next-level leadership that sets champions apart from the rest. Now, Clark gets to link up with Sandy Brondello, a coach who has proven she can not only handle elite talent, but also unlock their full potential. Brondello took the liberty to back-to-back finals. She knows how to craft offensive masterpieces that let stars explode while still fostering incredible team chemistry. She's the exact mastermind Clark needs to truly unleash her all-star brilliance.
Bruh, tell me y'all just saw Caitlin Clark destroy Cheryl Reeves on national TV. I know y'all saw free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke. Bruh, Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeves on national television. I didn't see that coming. They asked Caitlin Clark, hey, Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make? Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
So, on one side, you've got Reeve, a coach who spent her prime energy nitpicking Clark's impact and trying to shrink her towering achievements. On the other, you have Sandy Brondello, a battle-tested winner who instinctively knows how to build an empire around generational talent and unleash championship-level basketball. And when you look at Clark's meticulously assembled all-star roster, this squad isn't just good, it's outright unstoppable. That starting five alone could go toe-to-toe with any legendary lineup in WNBA history. Clark orchestrates the offense with her unparalleled court vision and undeniable leadership. Ionescu brings elite shooting and a basketball IQ that's off the charts. Wilson absolutely owns the paint with her MVP tier dominance. Sabally offers silky versatility and international flair, and Boston anchors the defense with her shot-swatting prowess and relentless rebounding. And the bench, just as loaded. Kelsey Mitchell adds another layer of lights-out three-point shooting and clutch scoring. Gabby Williams is a defensive menace and hustle queen. Jackie Young provides that invaluable veteran savvy and playoff grit. This isn't merely a team, this is a basketball dynasty just waiting for its crown.
When you look at it, I mean, Williams is really fast for a forward. Obviously, Kelsey's very fast. Citron's very fast. Jackie Young's one of my favorite players. Iriafin, a rookie, can get up and down the floor. Ionescu can help spread the floor along with Kelsey and Clark so they can really shoot. Caitlin made sure to get some size. She actually passed up on Paige Beckers to take Sabally, and she took Asia Wilson with her third pick. If Asia had fallen any further down the board,
But here's the absolute masterstroke, the most satisfying part of this entire saga, watching Caitlin Clark seize complete, undeniable control of her own career narrative. For far too long, she's been battling a shadowy cabal of coaches, media pundits, and league officials who seemed less interested in championing her success and more obsessed with dictating her story. The Olympic snub, the flagrant referee bias, the endless nitpicking criticism, Clark absorbed it all with a grace and professionalism that would humble a saint. But let's be crystal clear, grace and professionalism do not equate to rolling over and accepting disrespect forever. She finally hit her breaking point with Reeves' festering toxicity, and she handled it like the undisputed boss she is. No theatrics, no public feuds, just a clean surgical strike that surgically removed a malignant influence from her basketball universe. You can bet your last dollar Reeve is absolutely incensed right now. She genuinely believed she had Clark exactly where she wanted her, probably dreaming of some cozy all-star reconciliation. Instead, Clark served up a cold, hard dose of reality, showing her exactly what she thinks of coaches who spend their precious time undermining the league's biggest, most electrifying stars.
I don't know what's gotten into Caitlin Clark. You are leaning into this bad guy role. I love it. I don't know what's gotten into you, Caitlin Clark, but you've been on some I don't give a F lately. I love it. Oh my God, I cannot believe she just eviscerated and embarrassed Cheryl Reeve on national TV like that. They said, hey, would you like to make a player trade? It's better yet, I'll do you one better. Get this fucking coach up out of here. Hey, Caitlin Clark ain't playing, bro.
The woman who brazenly tweeted about the league being more than one player, all while Clark was single-handedly dragging the WNBA to unprecedented heights, just got a seismic reality check. The very player she tried to diminish and dictate proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that she wields more raw power and influence than any coach in the entire league. This trade isn't just a transaction, it's a living manifesto of everything Caitlin Clark stands for: uncompromising excellence, unwavering accountability, and an insatiable hunger for winning. She's not here to play political games or maintain phony smiles with people who actively sabotage her success. No, she demands to be surrounded by absolute champions who intrinsically understand what it truly takes to win at the highest damn level. Sandy Brondello is the walking, talking embodiment of that championship culture. She's a maestro on the sidelines, proven time and again to handle white-hot pressure, expertly manage elite talent, and craft systems that squeeze every last drop of potential from a team. Clark knew exactly what she was doing when she pulled the trigger on this trade. She was unequivocally choosing excellence over toxicity, winning over petty politics, and genuine respect over shallow, fake relationships.
Come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina. So therefore, maybe Stewie wants to come on over to my team.
Whoa!
Let me know. B, you want to give me Stewie?
We have breaking
Let me know.
news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
I agree with Cheryl. I agree with the trade. I love Cheryl. She's my coach here. And you know what? That's just going to be worse for Team Clark because now we got more chemistry on our side. We got more synergy. We know what we expect from each other. So that was a bad move on your part, Caitlin. We're taking you down.
Get ready, because the All-Star Game on July 19th is officially going to be a blockbuster. Clark's squad is absolutely stacked with talent, helmed by a proven champion, and fueled by that perfect blend of individual brilliance and unbreakable team chemistry. They're not just showing up to play, they're playing to prove unequivocally that Clark's visionary blueprint for basketball excellence is the one true path. Meanwhile, Reeve gets a front row seat to her own public shaming, probably seething on the other sideline, replaying every single negative, petty comment she ever spewed about Clark's impact. The coach who genuinely believed she could contain and dilute Clark's influence just got taught the most brutal lesson by the very player she tried to keep small. Here's the undeniable truth. This is precisely what happens when you decide to poke a champion. Clark didn't just swap coaches, she hijacked the entire narrative, sending an undeniable warning shot to everyone in the league. She is not to be disrespected or taken lightly. She's a bona fide superstar who demands nothing less than excellence from every single person in her orbit, and she won't hesitate to make the Earth move to get it. The message is as clear as day. Caitlin Clark is completely done with the toxicity. She's locked and loaded for victory, and she's meticulously surrounded herself with a crew that breathes that same championship fire. The All-Star Game? That's just the opening act. This is the seismic moment Clark announced she's taking undisputed command of her destiny, and trust me, the rest of the league better be paying attention.